Welcome back. Now, you may have heard of a little ASX-listed company called Zoono. You won't see its products on the shelves here. It's New Zealand-based, but it's doing a roaring trade because, along with toilet rolls, Zoono's anti-microbe hand sanitizing products and surface sprays are like hen's teeth.
Zoono claims that its product is 99% effective against the coronavirus and it lasts on the hands for up to 24 hours. Shares in Zoono have rocketed up in recent weeks.
Well, joining us live from Auckland via Skype is the owner and CEO of Zoono, Paul Hislop. Paul, great to speak with you there.
Hi.
First of all,
nice to be here.
Just explain to us about this Zoono molecule and why it is different, what it actually does to something like COVID-19.
Okay, so Zoono is an antimicrobial coating. It's not a cleaning product. It's designed to go on a surface, whether the surface be a hard surface, a skin surface, or textiles or fabrics. It will inactivate and kill what's on the surface, and then it'll keep protecting the surface for extended periods of time. In the case of skin, we test it out to 24 hours. In the case of surfaces, we test it up to 30 days, and it comes off through friction only. Wear and tear takes it off eventually. In the case of skin, it's when your skin exfoliates.
Right. Well, as I understand it, it actually sort of blows up the virus. It pierces and blows up the virus sort of mechanically. Now, you've actually been using it against all sorts of things, including African swine fever in China. Can I just ask, what is the laboratory testing, the evidence, and the I guess certification that you've got to support these claims?
Sure. Well, when I went into the Zoono business, and it's been a 14-year overnight success. It hasn't just happened in the last few weeks. But I realised that we'd be presenting to professional people all around the world, and some of the claims we were making were quite strong claims, so we had to make sure we had the evidence. So we test our product all around the world, independent third-party laboratories that operate under good lab practice, and we test it and we test it again and we test it again. So it's not us making the claims. The claims actually come from the laboratories themselves. So testing is important. We need to make sure that if we make a claim, we can support the claim.
Okay, Paul, I understand that you've just signed a distribution deal in China with Eagle Health. Are you on any of the big Chinese sites like Alibaba or anything like that yet?
Look, I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't pay much attention to China. We sell a lot of product up there, obviously. Look at the Daigous are buying it. We've got some distributors over there. But we're also selling a lot of product into the Middle East as well, into the USA, into Europe, into Italy, really all around the world at the moment. We've got an office and distribution centre in the UK as well. So China's important, obviously, because it's where this thing all originated, but it's not our major focus, if you know what I mean.
Tell us a bit about what the stock price has been doing. It's risen by hundreds of %, I think, over the last couple of months, month, but went down a bit on Friday by about 15% due to some volatility.
Oh, look, it goes up and down, but look, I never look at the share price. 8 months ago, my wife said to me when the shares with 6.3 cents, promised me not to look at the share price again. So I didn't look at the share price for about 6 months.
Look at that.
It's gone up a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
Look, I suppose we were a bit ahead of our time. We were a technology that was a bit ahead of ourselves, and other technologies, alcohol-based, are designed to kill bacteria, dehydrate the bacteria and the viruses, and destroy them through toxic methods. Our products are physical kill. It's different technology. Other companies, their business models are to sell millions of litres a year.
Yeah, so Paul, just on your business model though, because I mean you've yet to actually turn a profit. There are issues of cash burn. I mean you're presumably racing incredibly hard to produce this stuff to get it out. And I also add that you've sort of you've now got 41% holding of the company, having sold down I think about well over $20 million worth of shares. You've still got 41% of the company. Do we need capital raisings here? How are you going to turn into profit?
We won't need to raise any capital. We've got $5 million in the bank. Today, 4 weeks ago, we had $3 million. We're putting money in the bank at the moment. We make people pay us up front. We don't give terms to people. Australian, New Zealand companies, we obviously offer terms. Anyone else, I have the muff rule, money up front, or you don't get the product. Simple as that. So people pay in advance.
Okay, finally, I should ask you, I mean, literally you've been an investor in New Zealand and on boards for a long time. You've had, you know, a colourful history like many New Zealand investors. Are there any other risks we should talk about? Because in the past you've had issues with legal action here with the company. So how should investors look at the company?
Zoono's never had any legal action.
Yeah, no, you don't have any current legal action, but I mean, you had all those issues with Stays On here, which have now, you know, you've breezed through.
No, that was a storm in a teacup. They were a distributor who were undercapitalised, and they put their company into bankruptcy to avoid their obligations to us.
Right. So going forward, when do you see yourself going into the black?
We're in the black.
You're in the black already. So your next results will be in the black because your half years you weren't.
We're way in the black.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, we look forward to following you very closely. Paul Hislop, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks very much. Thank you.